Good morning. How's everybody doing today? So, had a little bit of rain the other day after we quit shelling there. Only amounted to about a tenth and a half. The fields are just wet, and we feel like it's too wet to be in the fields shelling right now at all. We've got to wait a little bit. So it might be a few days before we get back to harvest. We will see. Dad and I are going to head to Berkey here this morning to check out the little bit of tillage that we've got to do down there and see if that might go today. And get a pickup moved back. We've got 2 trucks down there, and we only keep 1 down there normally. So anyway, we're going to go and do that, and we'll see what happens and what things look like. Also, yesterday I had a really good day selling seed. I had several customers that placed some orders that we just had been waiting to get harvest results for, so that was good, and I'm happy with that. I also did a little tinkering down in my seed warehouse, got my treater semi cleaned up and winterized at least so that it won't freeze and break anything because it's getting cold. I got that water tank that I set out there for them to power wash last week that you should probably do something with that today because it got down to 29, 30 degrees last night. I don't think it hurt anything, but we need to drain that and get it winterized as well. So that's on the agenda for this afternoon. And I've got a few more seed customers we're going to go and see, printed off some plot data and stuff we're going to go drop off. So Dad and I are going to go to Berkey. He's going to see if he can do the tillage. I'm going to go drive around for a little while, and then this afternoon we'll get back and get that water tank cleaned up and figure out what else is going on. Well, before we get to Berkey, we thought we'd check one of our bean stubble fields up here. Maybe we can do some tillage. It's I don't know, it's not dry, but it isn't super soft. What do you think?
I think it's good.
Maybe. Yeah, it's not dry, but you probably could get across it. It's not gooey.
Firm.
Yeah.
All you need to do is put.
Here's the last stuff we've got in Berkey to do. Dad's already got about half this field done. It's not great, but I think he's going to try it. Let's see what happens. Good? It's good. Oh yeah, it's firm. It's not dry enough that we'd run a field cultivator in the spring. It is dry enough to chisel in the fall, though. Let's see what happens. Oh, there's only a little mud in the rims and the tires on it. Our ripper points got lots of life left in them. Well, he's gonna go try it. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but we've got like 40 acres to do here. It would be really, really awesome to get it done so that we can move this back home, because there's that field we were in this morning that we could be running a ripper in, and it all needs done. So time to go. Oh man. All right, well, time for me to try and find a couple of seed guys. I might make a couple phone calls, see if guys are around before we just stop in. We'll do a little bit of both, but then we're heading back to Waldron. I'm contemplating hooking the little 512 ripper up to the 8430 now that we're done planting wheat. I think Brock's coming this afternoon. I could send him out with that. It's slow going with a 12.5 foot wide ripper, but at least it is something, and we would accomplish something, and we'll see. So I made it back here. Dad's, well, he's not back yet. Hasn't called me, so chiseling must be going okay. Otherwise, he would have probably let me know. So hopefully he'll get that finished up. I'm going to go get that water tank out of my yard, my mud hole, and we'll get it draining. Oh, let that drain. I hope it's all right. There was a little icicle hanging off of the drain port when I went down there. We may have cracked the plastic. Oh well, I'll address it next year when we need it. So we're gonna let that drain out. I'm gonna go get some lunch. We'll take care of that when we get back. I'm not sure if Brock's coming back today or not. He said that he could come on Friday afternoon. That would be this afternoon, so we'll see if he shows up or not. If he does, he can put some RV antifreeze in that and winterize it. It won't take much. Just put it back in the barn. I also think we're going to hook up that little ripper to the 8430 and get that at least ready to go if we don't actually go to the field. We'll see. Oh, let's open up the doors here so we can get that tank backed back in here. Oh, I got something to show you. Dad bought himself a fancy little tool sitting right here for sharpening saw blades. So he got this thing that's got a little grinding wheel on it and a little pusher, and puts his blades in there, and they get held on with them arms and the bearings, and it just pushes it around and it sharpens each tooth. And he's done a couple. It works pretty good. It's pretty cool. It's faster than him using his Dremel to try and sharpen them. So hopefully that works. He's been cutting some logs up here and there. You can see he's got a pile of used blades there that need sharpened. So looks like our tank is as empty as it's gonna get. So we're gonna try and back this in the barn there. We might have to just get it in and unhook it and then use the forklift to push it into that little slot where it was. Brock is on his way. I'm gonna have him hook the 8430 up to this old little 5-shank 512 disc ripper. We don't use this a ton. We don't use it every year, but with as much tillage as we have to do and the time of year that it is, any little bit we can get done with it, it would be good. So I'm gonna have him hook it up, check the tires and grease everything and just make sure it's good, and then maybe we'll go to the field and get this started here later this afternoon. See what we can do. Dad should be back with the big tractor and the ripper sometime around 4 o'clock after he gets that stuff done down there and moves. So that'll be good. We can get that one going again tonight and tomorrow. There's chances of rain on Sunday, so the next day and a half here we're going to do as much as we can. We've got some corn stalks that we'd like to disc or run our vertical tillage tool over, but I think the corn stalks are too wet. The ripper, we can get through stuff a little bit wetter and it'll be okay. It's not ideal, but I like to say that the worst job you can do in the fall with your primary tillage is better than the best job you can do in the spring. Do I have pizza on my face? I feel like I do. Anyway, the worst job you can do in the fall is better than the best job you can do in the spring, because it gets the winter to mellow out, to freeze and thaw. It breaks the clods down and it mellows the ground out, and it helps rebuild some of that soil structure and stuff. So we're gonna do what we can. As long as we can get through stuff and do it a reasonably good job, we'll do it. Well, while Brock gets our ripper hooked up and worked over and checked over, I'm gonna take the backhoe down to my house. I got a little bit of stone I'm gonna throw in the driveway right now, and then we're gonna do a little digging and grading off, especially on the south side there. They poured the concrete for that back patio last week, and so they're really done driving trucks and stuff through around the side of the house there, and I want to cut the dirt back and just work on the grade a little bit. I really need a bulldozer. I don't have a bulldozer, so we'll use what we got, and it should work okay. All right, well, here's the plan. So that window there is gonna be above grade, and some of this dirt out in front there is higher than that window. So we're gonna peel that back a little bit. Some of the dirt up there where that scaffolding is laying needs to get feathered off a little bit too. We'll worry about that later. And then this whole ridge here's got to get taken back, and we've got to backfill some, but basically where that top of that foam is there is going to be the dirt layer at level as we go up and around. So there's a bunch of dirt's got to come off of there. We're going to work around this corner here for a little while. All right, well, I dug some. I'm going to take more out of there than I thought I was going to, but that's okay. I've been moving some dirt and making a pile over there. So Brock called me, he's got that ripper ready to go, so we're gonna go and get him running that, and then maybe we'll come back down here. So here comes Brock. We're gonna go in this field. Dad had tried to do a little bit in this field when he did the stuff across the lane and thought it was too wet then. I don't know if it's gonna go now, but it's close because we're right behind the farm, so we're just gonna attempt some here. I'm gonna get him set up and ready to go. We really want to do bean stubble, not corn stalks, but since Dad already kind of started this field, I feel like we got to finish it. So we'll see how this goes, and then we've got 200 acres up north of here, about 3 miles, that needs to get ripped tomorrow. So we might try and do all of that tomorrow. Whoa. No, don't pick it all the way up. Put it down, put it down. this goes here. It might be a little muddy. Feels a little muddy. Got the full drive on?
It's all auto. Yeah. She's digging.
We might have to pick it up a little bit. Maybe it might be too deep. I don't know. We'll adjust. We'll get there. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna work. There's water out here. It looks plenty deep. We probably don't need to go that deep. No go. Corn stalks are too wet. So we've got a sandy field up the road. That sandy, lighter ground. It's not really sand, but there's some sand on it that needs to get worked up. I think we're gonna go up there. So this is the first field that Dad and I checked this morning. It'll be fine here. I'm gonna shallow up the ripper a little bit because we don't need to dig 12, 14 inches deep. I want to go 8 to 10. 10 would be ideal. But the deeper you go, the harder it pulls, and we don't need to do that.
Start here or start at the edge?
No, you can start here. We'll see if this one works any better. Easy on that throttle, man. Work into it, not just all at once. Looks like you got a warning light you got to fix. The back corner of the ripper.
You'll see it now.
Yep. Well, this is better. This is much better. All right, grab another gear. Grab another gear. Oh, you're going to be able to fly across this field. Look at that. So here's the deal with this 512 ripper. It works okay. It digs deep. It's okay. These shanks are on 30-inch spacings instead of 24-inch like the big ripper, so a little bit wider. So you dig a little bit deeper to try and fracture between the shanks. Yeah, it works okay. It's got one disc gang in the front to manage the residue. It's got another one in the back to try and level. What it ends up doing is making a ridge in the back, and that's why I don't like this tool and we don't use it very much, but we kind of feel like we got to cover some ground here, so it will help do that. But it's 12.5 feet wide and it's still pretty slow. So, Brock, you see that little totals thing over there where you're doing 7.8, 7.9 acres an hour? Right there?
Yeah.
And you see that other one that says time remaining in the field? 22 hours.
The big tractor.
She's gonna take a while. We have done this entire field with this before. But yeah, we've got the other ripper on its way. So if you can start here and get everything that way into that point done, I'd be thrilled. Can you do that? See what happens. We may have to do some leveling or adjusting on our ripper. I don't think we need to set it down anymore. It looks like it's doing a good job. It's just, yeah. We'll see. All right. Well, Brock's got this figured out. You just drive back and forth for a long time, Brock.
Yeah, I can handle it.
Yeah. Well, good news is you're down to 21.1 hours because your rate's picked up a little bit, up to 8.1 hours per acres per hour. Whew. You have fun with that.
Yeah.
When you're done with this field, there's another 13 acres up there on the corner. What? You can't leave till you're done here. Nah, we'll see. Hopefully Dad will get the other tractor up here and we can get them both running. And the goal is to have this done by the end of tomorrow night, before it rains on Sunday. Can we do that? We'll see. So this end of the field, this west half here, is a little bit lighter. Like ground, like I said, it's got a little sand to it. It pulls really nice and easy through here. You get down to the other end and it's pulls a little harder. See the discs, the front discs are throwing dirt. Then the ripper shanks come in, loosen it up. The back discs attempt to level it out. They leave this little ridge in the middle here, which the John Deere people would have you believe you need because it'll settle down and be level after the spring. I'm not sure I'm buying that, but it's doing a nice job. Look at all this nice loose dirt. I mean, it's not, there is some chunks, but it's not super chunky. This stuff breaks right apart. This is nice. It's working up good. Don't worry, I will get some seat time in a ripper tonight or tomorrow. But right now I'm going back to work with the backhoe some more. Well, I was just about ready to get in the backhoe and go, but look at that. Wait for it. Wait for it. There. Dad's back. Cool. New plan. Dad's tired. He wants a break, so we're going to go do the tillage. So Brock will be happy to see us pull into the field up there and start working next to him. That'll be fun, having two rippers work up there a little bit. So I'm going to jump in there. We're going to work late tonight. Late. Like, I don't know how late, but late. And Dad's going to get up early in the morning and go run it. And we're going to try and get that field done by the end of tomorrow. So that's the plan. See how it goes. We're going to move a pickup up there so we can just leave the tractors in the field tonight. Brock and I, hopefully, I need to talk to Brock, figure out how late he's willing to work. Hopefully him and I can both work up there real late tonight and then just come back together when we're done. Let's go. Time to run the Big Ripper, and look what I brought for you. Reinforcements are here, Brock. We're going to start right where he started and work in the opposite direction. Alright, I think I got this monitor all set up. We're starting right on the same path, or well, next path over from Brock. 85 degrees is our angle. Set it down. Away we go. I don't know if I can catch him. We'll try. So this is the field that we irrigate corn in, and will irrigate corn in next year, which is part of the reason why it's the priority, because, well, my corn grower's entry this year went 285 dry land, so 173 irrigated that I had here last year isn't acceptable. That's not good enough. We're gonna push 300 next year, and we wanna grow really good corn up here, so we're gonna make sure we get everything done right. We got all the fertilizer and lime applied on this that we needed to, and we're gonna get the chiseling done so that it's ready to go in the spring and should be in good shape. Hopefully next year we don't get that huge rain in the spring and have to replant a bunch up here, which is what killed us last year. And everything will be even better, but we'll see. It is hard back here in this low ground. Where those trees are is where the river is, and it's definitely pulling harder back here. Once we get up towards the front of the field, up where Brock is now, it gets a little lighter and sandier and pulls much easier and different. Right now we're doing 5 miles an hour, 2,000 RPM, and we're using all of the ponies, 12, 14, 15% slip. When we get to the front, I'll record it again, and you'll see how much different those numbers are. And I'm not changing the depth. I've got it set for 9 inches deep, and I'm going to attempt to just leave it there. If we got to shallow it up a ½ inch or something, we might do that, but we'll try and leave it where it's at. So we're going to try something here. This may or may not be a good idea, but I'm going to do it. So that lane right behind us, or that fence row there, where the weeds are, and that between that where I started in that post, that's where my lane is that we lay our irrigation pipe out on, right? And remember last year when we were irrigating, for those of you that have been watching for a long time, you'll remember that we had trouble with getting stuck in our center lane. We were cutting ruts and causing all kinds of issues. So I'm gonna make a pass across the field here, right where I'm doing it right now. I'm then gonna skip a pass and make another one heading back, and then when we're crossing it here, I'm gonna lift over that every time and not try to not till up or work up our lane where our irrigation pipe is going to lay next year. That way it's a little more firm and solid, and maybe we don't cut some ruts so bad. I don't know if that'll work or not. It's my idea. We're not going to have corn there anyway. We'll plant through it, but we're going to tear the corn out to lay the pipe and run our traveler and everything else. So it makes sense to me. The question is, am I straight? Am I in the right spot? Did we do it right? I mean, I'm straight. I don't know if it's in the right spot, but I made a line parallel with that lane over there, so it'll work. We'll make it work. Okay, got that center lane made. Now we're back on track here. We're towards the front of the field. I told you I'd show you what it was doing here. You can see we're running 6.9 mile an hour up to 10th gear versus I think it was 8 that in the back there, 6.5. It just pulls so much easier and better up here, and we cover more ground. So anyway, let's knock some acres out. Things are moving along pretty well here. It is about time to put the drone here, I think. Wait a few minutes yet. I want to hit it right when the sun's going down so I can get some with that golden hour sunlight, and then as the lights are coming on, but before it's too dark to see anything kind of time frame, that's what I'm shooting for with the drone. Well, I'm trying to get the drone up. It's the perfect time right now. But I can't get the app to work on my phone, so I uninstalled it and I'm trying to reinstall it, and hopefully it hurries up, and maybe by the time I get to the other end of the field we can get the drone up. Dang it. Well, I had every intention of flying that drone, but even after I installed the app, it does that. Close it, nothing. So, I guess there's nothing I can do. If I had my iPad, I could fly it, but that's in the green card tractor. So, sorry guys. It's gonna get dark on me here anyway now. I think Brock and I are in a little light game battle. He's over there and refusing to turn his lights on even though it's getting dark. And well, I'm gonna lose, but we're gonna go for a little bit yet. Come on, Brock. Just lose already. YouTube can't even see you because you don't have your lights on over there. Come on. Come on. I can still see. I promise. I can still see. Whoa. Look at that moon coming up. Come on, camera. Do it justice. There we go. Not bad. Awesome moon tonight. Turn your lights on, Brock. I can make it to the end of the field. Oh, wrong way. I can make it to the end of the field, and that's going to be it, because it looks more like this. It's getting dark. He's over there. He's right next to me. I just made an Instagram story telling him to turn his lights on, and I know he's seen it, but he didn't do it. He's got to turn before I do. Come on, Brock. Turn your lights on. We don't have radios in these tractors, otherwise I'd get on the radio and you guys could listen to them. No, he made the turn. Dang it. We're gonna lose, guys. We're gonna lose. For real. It's dark. All right, Brock. You win tonight. All in good fun. At some point it becomes a safety issue. It's tillage though, there's not much to pit. Long rows, auto steer. It's fine, it's fun. There it is. There's his lights. Mine are better though. Oh hey, I had a couple of things I wanted to address with you guys. Number one, I crossed 19,000 subscribers yesterday, so thank you all for that. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I still want to get to 20,000 by the end of the year, so we got a month and a half. Can you guys do it? Hit that subscribe button for me, please. Number two, on my last video about the best corn that I've ever raised, I got a lot of questions asking if it was worth it, all the inputs and stuff that we put in it, and whether I had done a cost and benefit analysis kind of thing. And while I have not sat down and figured out exactly what my inputs were into that field, I didn't do all that was terribly different and special than everything else. The results of that field are largely weather conditions this year. Now, I did put a pretty high rate of nitrogen on. It got 220 pounds of N, which is a lot. Higher than most of our fields, but not higher than everything, so not anything really unusual there. It got 2 shots of fungicide, early and a late. So those were, I don't know, the first application, even with, if you factor in the spraying pass that I did myself, it was $15 an acre for that one, $30 for the late one, well, not even, $25. So there is some more extra dollars tied up there. And then I used those foliar feed products, and I used a boron, a quart of boron, which I believe was $4 an acre. I used some corn science from Ag Explorer, and I don't remember how much that was, but it was not more than $10 an acre. And I used their value pack, which again was not more than $10 an acre. So all told, with the foliar products that I put on there, not counting the fungicide, I had $25 an acre into it. $285 or 285 bushel per acre corn times 550 is like $1,500 an acre gross. Yeah, it definitely made more money. I did not waste money on extra inputs there that did not pay off. Now, I did not do that on a huge number of acres across a wide variety, or a wide number of acres, but yeah, there's room to put some more inputs into some of these crops if we can raise yields like that with these kind of prices, which is why I tried some of those foliar feed products and stuff. And I told the guy from the very beginning, I said, the biggest thing you got working for you is the grain markets. The grain markets and prices are high, and it doesn't take very many bushels to make that stuff pay. So yeah, just thought I would address that. You know what I should do today? A live stream. Maybe after I'm done watching Brian for a little bit. Well, things are moving along here. It's just back and forth. It's a little boring. Brock's getting a long ways away from me over there. We're putting some distance between us. I see some more lights down there, and I'm not sure what those are. There's Brock. I don't know what that is. That's like in the middle of the section. It's right along the river. I don't know if there's a hunter back there or what the deal is. There's no way to get to it unless you drive down our lane along the river, and if it's on the same side as our field, they would have had to cross the river, so I doubt it. But I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I have done 36 acres in this field, and Brock is going to get basically everything from there this way into that point done, which is why he's so far away. He's in those short point rows. And we're just going to keep working north. If I can get up to this corner and get these really long rows done tonight, that'd be awesome. I'll see what Brock wants to do when he gets done over there. If he wants to keep working, there's a 13-acre piece up here on the corner that would take him a couple of hours, and that would probably be enough. So we'll see. Anyway, it is 7 o'clock, and I am going to start a live stream. So I hope you caught it. If not, go back and watch it if you want. But I got nothing better to do, so problem is I don't have my phone mount, so I'm going to have to hold it, but we'll make it work. See you in a while. All right, we are still doing live on YouTube. It's been an hour and 20 minutes, so we should probably wrap it up pretty soon. But we're marching across this field, and check it out. There's Brock. He got done in that point where he started going the other way, so now he's going to follow us up, and he's quitting on me. He isn't going to work all night or late. It's what time is it? 8:19 right now, about 20 after 8. There was like 13 acres up here in the corner I told him he could go and do, but it would take 2 hours and he don't want to work that long. And that's fine. He can go home. That's no problem. He said he's got 40 acres done or a little bit more. And we've done 52, it says right there, which means, yeah, so he did all of the stuff down in that corner where that point is. That means that we have, between the two of us, done over 90 acres in this 170 acre field. So we're over half. That's awesome. I'm gonna stay here for a couple of hours yet. It's 8:20. I'll probably be here till at least 11, if not later than that. So that's good. We're gonna be able to finish this tomorrow, no problem. All right, I'll check in with you guys later. Well, I've made it to the corner of the point way back here, so we got to do some end rows along the river. Well, hand driving, freehanding it. Well, we're covering some ground here. See my map? 87 acres I've done, plus the 40 Brock's done. That means we're over 120, almost 130. From right here where this line is up to this kind of corner right where I'm at, There's 50 acres to the north there. I know that. So we've got less than 50 acres left because of the way I'm on an angle here. Yeah. It's a 11:15. I'm thinking about quitting because Dad can finish this tomorrow, no problem. And I'm getting farther and farther away from the pickup truck, and it's cold out, and I don't want to have to walk that far. I can see the frost crystals up on the ground, so I don't know. I'm thinking about quitting when I get back up to the other end. Well, I decided not to quit yet. I haven't edited this video, so I might as well be in the tractor while I edit this video. So I'm gonna do that now. Goodness, this video got long on me. We're over 30 minutes in already, and I had no idea. Anyway, I'm on my last pass here. I've got the video edited up to this point, so when we get to the end here, I'm calling it quits for the night. It is almost 12:30 a.m. We had a heck of a day, up to 102 acres just with this tractor, plus the 40 that Brock did. Means we've got 140-ish acres, or a little more done here. Out of the 170, there's only 30 acres left, plus the 13 across the ditch. So Dad will be able to finish that in the morning tomorrow and go somewhere else. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll maybe catch you again tomorrow. Dad's going to come up and run this. I may jump in the other tractor and keep that one moving. I may work around my house a little bit more with the backhoe. I've also got Thanksgiving with my wife's family tomorrow night, so I'll probably be doing that. I doubt we'll shell corn. We might look at it. It's possible, so we'll see. Otherwise, it'll probably be Monday, and I'll make another video then. So thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button for me if you haven't, please. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys later. Have a great night.